Pleased to be joined by head coach of the Texans, Coach Green, joins us tonight. Coach, it's one of those situations where you went on a seven-game tear. You had a great trip to Arizona. Let's talk about that 7-game stretch. You guys just did a lot of things well through those 7 games, and really coming off the holiday into that trip into Arizona.
Well, we got a few things straightened out, I think, as far as maybe a rotation, a little bit more up-tempo style of play, and what have you. It's still a work in progress, but you got to be pretty pleased. I mean, you can mark the progress by the fact that we lost to one team on their home floor by in overtime, and then we turned around and beat them handily about a week later. So I mean, I could see some positives in that, but hey, we still have an incredibly long way to go, I think, before we can pronounce ourselves a really good team.
You look back at this game against Howard most recently, and I think part of this maybe a little bit of your youth showed up. You were ahead at times. There was times when just a fleeting moment kind of caught you. Boy, that last 8 seconds of the first half, and really that could have been a problem for you. They responded pretty well out of the gate, I thought, though, coming in the second half.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's any question. I think it was about 4 different basketball games that night. We won, we lost, we won, we lost, and the sequence in which it happened, we get stuck with the L. But if you want to look at it, if you want to look at some of the positives, it's obviously. I mean, I think they're a pretty good team, and we're so at this point. But we do go down there and we scored enough points to win. But then we defensively I was really disappointed. I mean, I'm not a zone playing coach, and we resigned ourselves to the fact that we couldn't guard effectively, I don't think, at the end of the game, and so we had to go to a zone. Then we couldn't rebound. So the thing that bothers me the most about this team, and I'll be honest with you, I'll share you a little dressing room talk, and basically I told them yesterday, I said when it got right down to it, they decided they wanted to win, and they won the first half at the very end, and they won the second half, and we need to take that personally, and until we do. You can expect some of the same things to continue happening to us. It's got to be. We got to go win, and you got to wrestle the ball away, and you have to win the game. You're not going to beat a good team with them losing, and that's where we are right now. We got a huge test here against Midland. It's going to be the same thing. If we don't go out and actually defeat the opponent, we're going to get defeated, and we've got to learn to do that, and that probably more than anything is what we need to do to mature. If we don't do it, we're going to be up and down, and I don't know what else to say. It's an attitude, and we don't have enough people right now that have that.
But you hit on something pretty important, and I know people that don't follow sports as closely like coaches do seem like it's a funny saying, but you've got to learn to win games. Okay. Playing well is one thing, but taking a game from a team like Howard College on their home floor, that's a whole different scenario altogether.
Well, you can go back and look at the stats. So if you'd have made this free throw or that free throw right there, you probably still would have won the game in light of how it unfolded. And I said, well, we don't deserve to make those free throws. So if you can't get a rebound, I mean, in a competitive situation, time and time again, don't think that you're going to find an easier avenue to win the game by going to the free throw line unguarded and shoot it. That's like, and I made the comparison to my team. It's about like being at the Super Bowl, and you haven't paid your rent, and you're unemployed, and you're getting ready to get thrown out of your house, and they draw your name, and you come out on the field. If you kick a 30-yard field goal, your life's going to be turned completely around. Well, you're going to miss it. You haven't deserved that.
There you go.
And so that's where we were. We had 2 guys go to the free throw line, and one missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and the other one missed 2 free throws, and you can't be disappointed. I mean, you're disappointed that they don't make the free throws, but they hadn't done anything at the other end, in my opinion, to merit being bailed out at that end and win easily.
One of the things I thought you did do well offensively at times, I thought you attacked the basket pretty well. You moved the basketball, you got some open looks.
They forced us to, and that has a little bit to do with we're playing a little bit more up tempo than we have in the past. And one thing I've learned about junior college basketball, you should probably shoot it before you throw it away. And I mean, it's kind of a common sense thing, but that's, a bad shot is much better than a turnover.
Exactly.
And we do have some good shooters, but we've got to be a little bit more deliberate in who's shooting and when they're shooting and what have you. We need to play fast, but we probably need to move the ball from hand to hand, hand to hand a little bit more effectively than we did the other night.
Get ready to go against Midland, as you mentioned, another tough test for you. Good news is maybe you finally come home. I think we had to go make sure the light bill was paid on the Texan Dome. We haven't been in here in a while, but you get to return home. What are some of your concerns with this Midland ball club coming in?
Well, just their their size and their ability and some of the experience that they have. I think their point guard is probably, he might well be the best player in our conference, and just from a standpoint of he makes really good decisions and controls what goes on. Here last year we had him rattled and dang near had him beat, and he throws in a couple of threes, and you can't leave the guy open, and he will quietly play the game and then all of a sudden stick a dagger in you. So I think that if you take him and put him on our team or on Howard's team or whatever, it's a completely different complexion that team has then, and so that's how I kind of evaluate teams. On their team, who would I like to have that would really make us the championship team that we need to be, and then that's the guy that really you have to focus on. So he's, him at the handling the ball, making decisions, and then obviously their ability to go get the ball when it's shot.
All right, Coach, just about out of time for this one. Any final thoughts for us before we wrap it up and get ready to play basketball?
No, we're glad to be home. If nothing more, we won't experience any bus trouble this weekend.
It's kind of been a rocky road from that standpoint, hasn't it?
It's been different.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Thanks for dropping by. Look forward to catching up with you after the ballgame.